Hostile tank 50 meters away from me.
Oh shit, there's a chopper near us.
What chopper, bro?
That was teamwork, dog. I ate some projectiles.
Alright, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Crawford. What makes Crawford so good? What gear you should be using with him? Some tips, and which specialists should Crawford team up with? Why am I picking Crawford over Boris? Well, Crawford's specialist gadget and trait are better. The Vulcan is quite strong compared to the mediocre sentry gun, and this trait is mediocre where the deep pockets is quite strong. Alright, looking at Boris's rocket launchers and their ammo. Now with the deep pockets, Crawford gets one extra of each ammo for each rocket launcher. And these 4 rocket launchers, the RPG and the recoilless, are very similar. Dumbfire rockets. The Javelin is the hardest hitting rocket, but can only normally do a slow lock on to ground vehicles, and the AA is the weakest hitting, but it can lock onto air vehicles. Do note, SOFLAM allows the RPG and recoilless to lock onto enemy vehicles. It'll also allow the Javelin to lock onto any vehicle, such as air vehicles, and it locks on faster and it does more damage. Javelin synergizes very well with SOFLAM, and if a ground vehicle is SOFLAM'd, you can AA missile it. It's not super amazing, but it's something. And the starting amount is how much each rocket will start with. For example, you'll spawn in with 3, and the max is the max you can hold. Do note, if you utilize an Angel Crate, you tap it, it'll set you to the max, but if you switch, let's say you go from AA to RPG, you switch to RPG with Angel's Crate, it'll only set you the starting amount, which is 3. Alright, damage numbers. Definitely screenshot this if you want. It displays how much damage the different rocket launchers do to different vehicles. Do note, there's a front, side, and back, so the rocket launchers tend to hit more in the back, middle, and the side, and the least from the front. And some important numbers to look at. RPG, 3 shots, tanks. Also 100 means 1-shot kill. So RPG and Liz TV missile will 1-shot air vehicles. As you notice, the Javelin will do more damage to marked vehicles than it can hit air vehicles. The AA can only hit ground vehicles if they have a SOFLAM on them, which is pretty rare. And something very significant for the AA launcher is that it takes 2 hits. So usually what happens is you lock on, they flare. You lock on, you hit the second one, the second shot, and then they fly away. But if you utilize RPG with SOFLAM, they flare the first one, you hit the second one, 1-shot kill, right? And Liz's TV missile is very good against these air vehicles, 1-shot kills them. But do note, the TV missile will not destroy the Super Hokum, where an RPG, Dumbfire, or SOFLAM will. So that's worth knowing. And the civilian vehicles are just random vehicles on the map. They all get 1-shot killed by all the rocket launchers. Alright, recoilless M5 versus the RPG. Which is better? The RPG is better. The RPG has more damage. They have different scopes. I actually prefer the short-range scope of the RPG over the long-range scope. The recoilless has higher velocity compared to the RPG, so it's a little easier to hit stuff with. And the RPG, the significant downside, it has 1 less ammo, although with Crawford you start with 3 and hold up to 4 RPGs, which is quite good, enough to solo a tank. So I would say RPG is almost strictly better than the recoilless M5, especially if you run with a support teammate who keeps you topped off on ammo. RPG versus Liz's TV missile. Well, spoiler alert, the RPG is a much better piece of gear than the TV missile. The reasons are higher damage, faster reload. The RPG will restore faster if you play with support teammates. The ammo crate restores 1 every 15 seconds. And Angel's loadout crate can restore up to 4 every 30 seconds, which is 3 or 6 times as fast as Liz's TV missile, which takes 45 seconds to restore. You can hold up to 4 RPGs, and because you can hold more and they do more damage, you can solo tanks as Crawford, where, as you notice, Liz, you can't kill tanks. 2 shots, you hit both of them, The tank's at about 50% health. The RPG can utilize SOFLAM locks, and if your team is using SOFLAM in our vehicles, I would say RPG is better against your vehicles than the TV missile. You can dumbfire the RPG, so if you're skilled, you can dumbfire air vehicles, and the dumbfire is very good against ground vehicles. It leaves you exposed for less than the TV missile. But the TV missile has two significant upsides over the RPG. You can guide the TV missile, which can be clutch, good for hitting air vehicles, and you can hit ground vehicles at weird angles and distances. And the Liz TV missile does not require supports to restore it, which I think this is the main reason people think Liz is the best engineer, but she's not. Crawford's better. Still, Liz is great, but Crawford's the best engineer in the game. And RPG can't be shot down, unlike Liz TV missile. Alright, what about the other gadgets for engineer? Basically, C5 and Tank Mine, they're having a mid-off. They're not that good. You can destroy vehicles with either of them, but you mostly rely on bad drivers. C5, you can set it down and blow it up. It's also decent against troops. Mines, you can set them down, hide them where enemy vehicles will probably go, or you can throw them. But again, you either have to get close, which relies on mediocre drivers, or set them down and they don't notice, which I think the tank mines are very easy to see. Right? If you get kills with tank mines, it's not elite skills, it's scrub drivers. And there's also the EOD bot. Nobody uses the EOD bot for a reason. Right? You'll run either of these if you're playing Liz, but if you're running Crawford, run the RPG or one of the other launchers, situationally. Weapons. Which weapons are the best in the game? Well, it depends. It changes. Well, the sidearm hasn't really changed. Use a 1.25 extendo mag and laser sight for the G57 on burst. It's always been the best sidearm in the game. I'm a big fan of assault rifles for their versatility. I highly recommend something with underbarrels to finish off vehicles. Do note 4 time scopes have glare, but all the variable scopes don't. So I would say having a secondary scope, especially the Ghost Hybrid, is clutch. And get good at attachment swapping. You can switch your scopes, and more importantly, you can switch to the underbarrels, cycle through them really quick. Generally, laser sights, especially the STNR, are the best bottom attachment. Usually 1.25, and a Ghost Hybrid is what you want to run for scopes. The barrel depends the weapon, and usually extendo mags are the mags you want. Underbarrel launchers. The best underbarrel launcher in the game is the HE. It's very good against troops, and it does some damage against vehicles. The AP is also good against vehicles. It does a little more than the HE, but it's significantly worse against troops. And you'll also have the Incendiary, which is good against troops. You can set it down, prevent them from revving, prevent them from pushing doors, etc. Do note the SFAR-M, they reload faster. However, you should never reload your underbarrels. It's just faster to cycle through them really quickly than it is to reload them. So for example, you can shoot this one, then cycle to this one, shoot it, and then if you restore, you can cycle back to this one, shoot this one. Also, you have to have any underbarrel equipped. So let's say you have this one equipped for them to restore. So let's say you burn them both and you have the laser sight equipped, you go over ammo crate, they won't restore. And switching to an underbarrel is faster than reloading an RPG if you need to finish off a low health vehicle. What's the best grenade in the game? It's really not a question. Everybody knows a smoke grenade is the best grenade in the game. The EMP grenade is also pretty good against vehicles. It ignores Irish's Sentinel, but for the most part, just run the smoke grenade. If you're hurting on health, you can hide in the smoke grenade. Amazing for revving teammates. You can use it to push open spaces. You can use it to repair vehicles or get close to enemy vehicles. If you're using the loadout crate, especially to switch, throw the smoke grenade. You're going to get them back, right? You could run smoke grenade 100% of the time, and it would probably be the correct choice for every class in the game. Minigun. Crawford's minigun. Is it good? It's quite good. It's good against troops. They keep buffing it for some reason. You can prone. You can enter the minigun while you're prone, which is actually better than standing up, right? If you're prone, you can set it down and enter it really quickly. It deploys quickly, and you can enter the minigun almost instantaneously. So it's quite good against troops. There is some nuance to it. Generally, you set it down, shoot it for a few seconds, pick it up so you're not a sitting duck, but the minigun's quite good against troops. It will win you some free fights. Also, it does damage to vehicles, so it's good against low health vehicles. It's good against the weak vehicles, such as the cars and the civilian vehicles. It does more damage to them. If you can harass choppers, I've definitely damaged and killed low health choppers. And it will ignore APS, so if there's a tank that's low health and they pop APS, the active protection system, you can pop down the Vulcan, finish them off. And because it deploys quickly, whipping out the minigun and shooting vehicles can be faster than reloading the RPG if they're low health. So minigun, it's an awesome specialist gadget. It's pretty awesome. All right, repair tool. All the engineers have it, and I would say it's the second best of the 5 gadgets. Generally, you just repair vehicles with it. You can also repair toys, such as the Ranger or Irish's shield wall. But for the most part, you just repair vehicles. You can also damage enemy vehicles at close range and kill troops with it, but that's more cute than it is practical. All right, buddies. This section is very important. Who should Crawford squad up with? The most important squad mate for Crawford is a support because of the ammo crate for your RPGs. The ammo crate has a 15-second cooldown that's shared, so if there's 3 ammo crates stacked up on top of each other and you walk over one, they all trigger and you only get 1 rocket, and they all have a shared cooldown, right? You can only do 1 ammo crate every 15 seconds. The ammo crate will give you 1 grenade, 1 rocket, and 1 underbarrel launcher. If you have an underbarrel currently equipped, it'll restore them all. And I would say the ammo crate is the second best piece of gear in the game. Do note, if your teammate's running Angel, you don't need to run ammo crate because he runs the loadout crate, which is even more powerful. All right, loadout crate for Angel. The way you use the loadout crate is you call it in, and then you can just tap it with E, and it will restore all your gear. So for example, the RPG, even if you're completely out, it'll get you 4 RPGs. You can also switch to the AA. So definitely, if there's air vehicles and there's a loadout crate, you can switch to the AA and then switch back to the RPG. You could also switch to the Javelin situationally if your teammates are utilizing SOFLAM or there's a ground vehicle at long distance. And yeah, definitely use the smoke grenade if you're going to switch items with it, because you're going to get your smoke grenades back. It takes 10 seconds to fall down and has a 30-second cooldown after use, similar to how the ammo crate has a 15-second cooldown. So you can get up to 4 RPGs every 30 seconds, which, as you remember, 6 times as fast as the Liz TV missile, and the RPG does more damage, right? Do note, the loadout crate will crush teammates or enemies, and they cannot be revved, so if you see the banana peel on the ground, don't step on it. You can also use it as a little step stool ladder to hop on, for example, the crates on Manifest. Do note, other toys can do this, such as the minigun or the Irish's shoot down Sentinel, but yeah, you can use that as a stepping stool to get on places you can't normally reach. And I would say the loadout crate is the best specialist ability in the game. Number 2 is probably Liz's TV missile, and then maybe Casper's drone, but yeah, this thing is insane. Unfortunately, most Angel players never pop it down, and most people just walk past loadout crates. So if you see a loadout crate, tap it. And if you're playing Angel, drop the loadout crate constantly. Okay, it's literally the best item in the game. If you're not running him, if you're not using it, Angel's very mediocre. All right, the other important teammate that Crawford could have are recons. And the reason recons are so good is the SOFLAM. The SOFLAM will mark enemy vehicles, which, especially against air vehicles, can set them up for easy one-shot kills. And do note, there are other abilities in the game that mark. Rouse Hack, it will do a short mark against vehicles, and you can use it against stealth choppers while they're in stealth. It will also disrupt the vehicle, which is very strong, and it does a wall hack for the vehicle and nearby enemies and toys. I would say the SOFLAM is by far the best of the marking abilities in the game. You can also just use it to spot troops as binoculars. It's very easy against air vehicles. but you cannot target stealth choppers while they're in stealth, and it has a medium lock duration, but you can just keep looking at the vehicle indefinitely to keep it marked forever, and hopefully your squad mates or even various teammates can utilize the SOFLAM. There's also the tracer dart, which lasts longer, but it has a reload that's kind of slow and uses ammo, and you can also tag troops, which is cute. Do note, marking vehicles, yes, it works for the rocket launchers, but there are also some vehicles that utilize the SOFLAM, such as the planes have a air-to-ground missile. If you, let's say, lock on a chopper, your air-to-ground missiles on the planes can also hit enemy choppers. So, yeah, if you're playing recon and you're not running SOFLAM, you're doing it wrong. All right, vehicle crew. Which characters are good as vehicle drivers or passengers? Well, unsurprisingly, the engineers are the best. The repair tool is amazing, and you can hop out and use rockets to fight enemy vehicles. So all the engineers are awesome, super important as vehicle passengers. The other really good passenger/driver is Irish. His trophy system will eat explosives. It'll eat the payload from stealth choppers. It'll eat all the rocket launchers, TV missile, javelin, RPG, etc. It eats them all. It eats all grenades except the EMP grenade. There are a couple things it won't eat, tank shells and Tor shots, but it eats almost any explosive in the game. It's really, really good as a vehicle passenger or driver. Do note there's also the infiltration device, which will prevent your vehicle from being locked on, which is okay, and recons have solid passives if you're drivers. But most importantly is the engineers, and Irish are your best vehicle crew. What is the ideal squad in the game? It's these four guys, right? You want 2 engineers with rocket launcher, which is RPG, which is going to be Crawford because he's just better than Boris, and you want to support with ammo crate, which Irish is the best support in the game, and you want to recon with SOFLAM, and Crawford is the best recon in the game. And what about assaults? You should never run assaults in Conquest. Seriously, they're terrible. Now, if you're a 3-man squad, you run 1 engineer, 1 recon to mark vehicles and planes, and 1 support to top off your teammates. And if you're 2-man, you run 1 support and 1 engineer with RPG. Do note, people may think, oh, why don't you run 2 Liz's and they get unlimited shots? 1 Crawford and 1 Irish does more damage, does higher DPS with the rocket launcher because of the restore speed than 2 Liz's will do. So Crawford's better. He just is. And of course, the ammo crate also restores smoke grenades, which is super clutch. Looking at the other guys, Angel is very good. You can use him to, especially as a 2-man, you can switch to AA, but that's not as good as utilizing SOFLAM. And of course, you can go crazy. You can really spam the rockets as Angel. Vulc is good, but I think Irish is better. The trophy system is just better than the healing gun. Preventing your teammates from dying from explosives is better than reactively healing them, and I honestly think Irish's passive might be better, where you get an extra rocket launcher as opposed to faster revving, especially if you utilize short revs, right, partial revs, and you get good at bunny hop reviving. The faster charge up speed, it becomes less relevant. Angels is the worst. Casper is really, really good. He's the best against troops. The drone is insane. It's also quite strong against ground vehicles. Rao is the strongest of the recons against vehicles specifically, and his hacking is quite nice against air vehicles. Blasco's infiltration device is low maintenance and it's good at hiding the team, but I would say Casper's the best, especially if your Casper is yapping, right? If Casper says, hey, he's hiding behind the trash can, hey, he's revving, and he's pinging and disrupting vehicles, Casper's amazing. There's also Pake, but yeah, Casper is so much better than Pake. They're all better. Pake's the worst recon in the game. Alright, here is the holy trinity of gear, okay? RPG, the best piece of gear in the game. The ammo crate, it restores the RPG. And the SOFLAM, it is really good at marking enemy vehicles, especially air vehicles, but it's good against ground vehicles too. You lock it on, you lock them, you mark them, and then your teammates can just spam with RPGs. And that's why this is the ideal squad, because of the gear they run. And of course, if you're running Angel, you don't have to run Ammo Crate because he has the loadout crate. What about the assaults? Don't run them. They're trash. That's really what it boils down to. Dozer and Zane are the two worst characters in the game. The med pen is worse than the other 5 gadgets. Defibs are the best, then repair tool, then insertion beacon, then med pen. The real kicker with assaults is they don't have access to good gear. C5 is solid, smoke launcher is solid, but RPG is much better at destroying vehicles than C5. And again, none of this gear is part of the Holy Trinity, right? Assault doesn't have access to that. Of the assaults, McKay is by far the best. His passive is quite strong, and his active is quite strong. Good mobility, allows you to reach high places. But if you're playing real game modes with vehicles, he's still not worth running. He's just not, you know? Yeah. What about some general tips? PC is better than console, right? Mouse and keyboard is better than controllers, even though controllers get aim assist and less recoil. Mouse and keyboard is just better. I'm not going to tell you to buy a PC just to play this game, but it is better. One of the best tips in the game is to squad up. Play it with competent other teammates, especially those who use a mic. Spam smoke. The more smoke grenades you throw, the better you'll be, and the more likely your team is to win games. Use more smoke grenades. Call in vehicles and rangers. On PC, you hold B and you can call in vehicles and rangers. It's very useful. Don't forget to do it. And bind that radial menu. Getting good at underbarrel swapping is extremely clutch, right? You can quickly finish off vehicles. Dozer whips out their shield. You can switch to underbarrel, pop him real quick, even with his shield front facing you. You can reload cancel. So some items, they have an animation that goes longer than the actual reload time. So once it says it's reloaded with the numbers in the bottom right corner, you can switch to, let's say, your primary and switch back to it. And bunny hop. Bunny hopping will make you a much better player at the game. How to do it is you sprint. While you're sprinting, you jump. Then while you're in the air, you crouch and you let go of your forward movement key, which on PC is W. And then you jump as you hit the ground, which on PC is space. Alright, the context for this guide is for real game modes with vehicles, which is usually Conquest, right? Obviously, the engineer vehicle guy, this whole thing doesn't really matter if it's an infantry only game mode. I'm assuming you're playing with a competent squad, right? If you're a solo player, the fact that you don't have access to ammo means Crawford is not as good as Liz, probably. And in real game modes, dealing with vehicles is what wins games. And I would say the best character in the game is Crawford. You might disagree, but you're wrong. I got gameplay tips if you want to watch that too. You can drop a comment if you want. All right, have a good day.
Attacking Charlie 1.
Hacked.
We have control of objective Charlie 1.
Target
Stanley
destroyed.
sector secure. Defend those objectives.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Eat shit, it's marked!
Hey! I used everything there to get that guy. Spawn back on me too.
There's the
Hostile
chopper, huh?
healer, 70 meters from me.
Hacked it. Marked it.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, that's teamwork, baby.
I can mark this helo.
Hostile armor spotted. Vehicle
Nice.
disabled. Nice work.
I'm on B2.
Defend that objective. We'll monitor from here.
Helo marked. from me.
Good. Long times.
Just to keep those fuckers entertained.
On the roof, on the...
Lost an objective to the enemy.
Push in.
Shit!
They may hide it, but they're hurting.
Oh, there's multiple guys up on the hills.
Is it more?
Yeah, there's one. Somewhere here, I don't know though.
Just
Oh,
minigun
shit.
3 of
Don't
them.
worry.
Hostiles are engaging at Alpha 2. Majority of sectors under our control. Our troops have lost an objective. Bravo 3 has been taken by the enemy.
On my position. Enemy down! Take another shot! Get ready!
Bravo 6 has the enemy. Bravo 1 assault initiated plan.
Fucking no one figures out this thing.
Establishing minigun placement!
Bravo 2. We now control more sectors than them. Keep it up.
Spotted an aircraft. 150 meters away.
Hostile aircraft spotted.
Wanna push,
Stay alert. Got to start
you wanna get the
securing
A's?
sectors. Enemy has majority control.
Enemy helo. Distance. 200 meters.
Bravo 3 targeted by hostile. Sector Alpha has fallen to the enemy.
Vehicle disabled.
Nice.
Nice work.
Where are we going?
Keep us updated.
You gonna get A1?
Hostile armor
Nice.
destroyed.
Don't fire another choppy.
Patching up the vehicle.
You wanna push C2?
I put one down.
Yeah, my ranger got him.
Grenade.
Our troops just seized Charlie 1.
We've conquered more sectors than they have. Keep going.
Spotted an enemy transport. 60 meters away from me.
Just took Sector Alpha.
That
Let's
makes
spawn
sense.
A2 because we know the tank's gonna be there, right?
Yep.
I marked it.
Target
Nice.
destroyed.
Take ammo.
on. Over.
Taking control of Sector Bravo.
You just said it right here. Crawford.
Oh,
Vehicle spotted!
The enemy has secured
You saw that?
we have. Remember your orders.
oh no, it's sweet.
Yep, just gunfire the chopper, you know? Firewall, right?
Oh, they're everywhere.
Enemies attacking
Mark the
Alpha.
vehicle.
Where?
There. He's running behind
Grenade!
things now. I know there's a second one because I was shooting at them.
Tank, tank.
Another
Tank
guy.
near us. Marked.
Ammo.
Get it!
Nice.
We've spent half our resources by now.
Dude.
I'll take the ammo crate.
Spotted a Casper drone.
Gotta reload!
You see those guys going up there?
Yeah.
Gotta reload!
Car in front of us.
Hostiles attacking one of our objectives.
Reloading!
Oh, behind us too. Another one parachuting down. Two more up there actually.
Watch out, Matt. Yeah.
See if they can-
Covering fire!
Right. See where he is.
Painted a tank.
Oh,
Act. Targeted.
fire.
Sector Alpha has been lost to hostiles.
Targeted.
They'll make every sector. We have seized Echo 2.
Hostile
Nice.
destroyed!
That was some teamwork, bro.
Yep.
Never even
Ammo.
got in line of sight, you know? I'll definitely take the ammo crate. I'm low on RP.
Oh, I sorry, I
see
dropped
it, I see it. I'm at 2 now.
Oh, I don't know where that
MAV behind us.
Got some large caliber for you!
Marked. Chopper coming in. Marking. Marked.
Keep that chopper marked.
Hacking. Act. Marked.
Hostile helo! Distance 120 meters!
Got it. Hell yeah.
Grenade out! Get down!
You see that guy over there?
Hostile mark!
Yeah.
70 meters from me!
Oh, there's the MAV is on E2.
I'll go
Control
protect the
more
ammo
sectors
crate,
than they
though.
do. Make sure you defend our
Alright.
position.
Southwest! I have to
The
reload!
Russians
We were
have
shooting
sector
at
Charlie.
him, huh?
I marked as well.
Oh,
Hostiles are attacking Echo
just-
2.
Blind, I couldn't see that.
Throw me that ammo crate.
Hey, yo. Car right here.
Yeah, there's a mini gun. You guys
Taking the
want to start
magic
shooting at
cannon.
it. Where is it?
Plane.
Right here.
Enemy vehicle
Marked.
down!
Oh, guys behind on the hill. I marked one.
Vehicle destroyed!
He's running away.
Almost every sector is
Yeah, we're
under
good.
our control.
I need that.
Keep it that way.
It's still.
Here you
Right
go.
near you.
Dropped it.
The enemy has taken significant losses.
Nice.
Yo, this teamwork is crazy, bro.
Plane.
You gonna mark it or?
Russian forces captured.
Later.
Right, flared. Hopefully it comes back.
Don't worry!
Someone kill that teammate, he's pushing.
Target down!
And just
See that
Have to
one?
reload! Hostile aircraft spotted!
here.
Yeah, I hacked it.
Pretty low.
Painted.
one down.
Alright.
Grenade out.
Oh, a heli. Marked.
Where is it?
Hacking.
I see it.
Hacked.
Got it.
Enemy
Alright.
vehicle down.
Enemy plane. Marked. Mark the other one. Car coming
Oh,
down that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, I see
Control
someone
more
shooting
sectors than they do.
in front of
Make
us.
sure
Is
you
it a
defend
vehicle?
our positions.
Yeah, it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle. I'm hopping out. Hacked.
Enemy vehicle
Nice.
destroyed.
Or down
Popping
there.
a minigun.
I'll just spawn your beacon.
He slid past you, Spencer. Just shot me again.
Oh, on me.
Need help. Beyond legs. Grenade.
Taking the point though.
Off onto
Oh,
a chopper.
geez.
Target
Oh,
destroyed.
Our forces now occupy Alpha 1.
Nice. Some ammo.
Grenade going out. Grenade out.
Up sniper.
Commander's watching. Get the ranger! We are holding Alpha sector.
Our plan is working. We now control more sectors than the enemy.
All objectives have
Enemy
been
vehicle
targeted.
destroyed.
Tank. See a tank.
Vehicle
On
destroyed.
that.
Get Vulcan home. We hit an APS.
Hostile tank. 50 meters away from me.
Oh shit, there's a chopper near us.
What chopper, bro?
That was teamwork, dog. I ate some projectiles.
Enemy.
By us.
Hostile spotted at Vulcan.
Yep. Behind us, there's a dude. He's like right behind you. Got him.
There's just a guy on our respawn.
Alpha 1 is secure.
One
Okay,
on the
the-
ground.
The
We
tank coming
conquered
in
more
though.
sectors than they have. Keep going.
Those fuckers entertained. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, someone's so planned it.
We will monitor from here.
Target
Oh,
destroyed.
let's fucking go!
Throwing grenade. Watch out.
Hey, bro, I got a ton of projectiles. And he's just shooting at you. I'm gonna keep.
Need to reload.
What the fuck, Ollie?
That got me.
Is he near you?
Grenade.
He was across.
Moving to your location. Grenade going out. Just hold on.
Good now.
We control Charlie sector.
Hostile bird
We
spotted.
control most sectors on the battle.
East.
Objective Echo 2 has been lost.
Dropping the loadout right for you. There's just so many of them.
Helo. Reloading. 1 second.
You can get AA if you
They've
want.
got a helo.
Enemy moving on Echo 1.
Got to reload.
Delta sector is in our hands.
We control most sectors on the battle.
Marking hostile. 90 meters from my position. Tango on the ground. Enemy there. Throwing grenade.
Hostiles moving on Echo 1.
Watch for the helo. 90 meters away from me.
Friendly forces just secured Echo 2.
Our troops have captured Echo sector.
I come into you.
Grenade. Spotted enemy helo. Long distance. Hostile air
We have
support.
enemies attacking Echo 1.
Grenade out. Fast mover spotted. Southeast.
There are 10 people close to here. Reclaim the objectives.
Hostile helo.
Bravo sector has been seized by hostiles.
Done for.
We no longer control objective Echo 2.
Marking threat! American forces will take every sector if they are not stopped.
Enemy helo.
Those armor-piercing rounds are trash, dog.
Without detecting no
Yeah.
forces.